Hey everybody, it's Vanessa here from ICBA, and as you know, we're talking all things ICBA Live, and today I somehow managed to get our current chairman, Derek Williams, our chairman emeritus, Brad Bolton, and our incoming chairman, Lucas Weitz. And how great is this? We're all talking ICBA Live, and we're especially going to be talking about leadership and how ICBA Live has played a role in that. So thank you all so much for joining me today to talk about our amazing event that's coming right up.
Good to be here.
So how many years have you all been coming or attending ICBA Live, I should say?
I've been coming for about the last probably 10 years. But these two gentlemen, the other two gentlemen here who are at family banks have probably been coming a lot longer than that as their moms and dads came many years ago, I'm sure.
I grew up as a kid coming to ICBA Live and always looked forward to it every year. It was one of the family trips we took. My first live as an adult was, I think, in 2008. And I've been, with the exception of just a couple of years, I've been every year since 2008.
Wow. And Brad, how about you?
Yeah, I came as a bank kid as well to a few. We didn't come every year, but some memorable trips as a kid. And then my first one as an adult was in 2011, and I've not missed one since.
So, I mean, clearly this is an important part of your upbringing, your year, your planning, all of that. Now, I want to talk a little bit about how the three of you have leadership roles, both within your banks and within ICBA. How has ICBA Live played a part in that?
I can tell you for me, Vanessa, when I was put on a committee, I was asked to sit on a committee with ICBA before I attended my first live, actually. And I was excited about it, and I understood what ICBA was all about. But when I walked into live, it was a game changer. I mean, that is when you see the largest gathering of community bankers, annually across the country. They're the right community bankers. They're the ones who care about our industry and support our industry, and they're anxious to spend time with other community bankers. I was just blown away by the number of bankers who were there. The size of the exhibit hall, all of those things was just, it is the thing that said to me, I want to get more involved with this organization because it truly supports what I'm doing every day as a community banker.
I would not be in the leadership of ICBA if I had not gone to that first live I went to as an adult in 2008.
In 2011, when I attended my first convention as an adult, we were just coming out of the big bank crisis of 2008, still paying for the sins of all of that. And I walked into that first general session and I was like Derek. I was just awe-inspired. I mean, it was just a feeling, the atmosphere of all these community bankers from across the nation. I left that convention just totally inspired to come back and do my part to speak up for our industry. And I was fighting to protect our community banking voice in my state about that same time. And it was within that year that then I got offered to be put on an ICBA committee. Derek was my first chairman of my first committee meeting and took me in as a young kid. And, you just then from a committee structure, you just keep serving and you keep putting yourself out there to serve ICBA and the industry wherever they'll will allow you. And then the rest just takes care of itself. And so I'm just all inspired that ICBA's allowed me to have the opportunities to serve this industry, just like these other two gentlemen, just from having a willingness. And that's really what it starts with, is a willingness to say, hey, I want to do something for this industry that gives us so much to give to our communities.
There's really no better way to meet other community bankers than going to live. And even, as Derek said, even before you go through the chairs, you just meet other people. I mean, you're sitting in a session next to them. You get to talk to them and you learn about their bank, they learn about your bank, and it's a great way to start growing a network of community bankers. And the other thing about live is every time you leave, you're more energized, not only about being a community banker and what you do for a living, but doing a good job in your bank and in your communities. And you come home energized, you want to do some of the things you've learned about. And it's just great every year to go and kind of be re-energized through attending ICBA Live.
Now, I love hearing that, there's been a lot of growth, throughout the years, and especially that there was some mentorship, right? I mean, just with you all on the screen, and I can't wait to see who you all mentor, to be our future community bankers that come through the same, ranks that you all have. Now, on the topic of mentorship, I know that you all are bringing teams with you, different bankers. What sessions do you want to make sure that your teams are attending? What are the things that, you really want them to come home with, any sort of learnings or takeaways?
I think a lot of the education sessions, there's so many potential sessions in the learning labs. The roundtables are huge. I mean, the roundtable environment gives you a chance to really get in there and get your hands dirty a little bit talking with folks. But the learning labs are tremendous scope of everything from, the nuts and bolts of community banking to some things that are just about personal growth and making yourself a better person, a better member of the community. But for me, one of them certainly is because of exactly what Brad said, general sessions. That's the wow. That is the incredible wow when you see the size and scope of what's going on, what the leadership of community banking looks like. It gives you a lot of courage to go back to your job and do it better.
For me, the general sessions are the top draw. The speakers they have, hearing what the association's done over the past year, what we're working on, the changes we've made, that to me is really the best session there is at Live. The other thing I always look forward to or have the last few years is the Think Tech Showcase. I always enjoy going to that to see what the accelerator program's doing and what the fintech companies are up to. And so that's the other one I always look forward to. And Vanessa, on bringing people to Live, we bring a few members of our management team every year to Live. And this year, we're actually bringing the entire management team since I'm coming in as chairman. But even in years where I'm not going through the chairs, I'll always take 2 or 3 of our management team with me, and we rotate through them. So every few years, everybody on the management team can go to Live, and we use it as a perk for them. But we also do it so that they continue to remember that there's more to community banking than their day-to-day jobs and just running our bank here in Covington and all the communities we're in. There's so much more to community banking than what we do day to day. And the industry as a whole supports the economy, plays a major role in the economy for our small businesses and our ag customers. And going to Live is a great way for our management team to remember that.
Same with us. We bring at least 3 to 4 members of our management team with us every year, and we will alternate directors. That comes to ICBA Live. That's a great thing. The directors forum that happens on day one of the ICBA Live is great for those outside directors to learn from other directors and learn from best practices from some of the greatest teachers that we could assemble together in one room. And then we as managers, we always try to divide and conquer because, as Derek said, there is so much educational offering, so many workshops. And so we'll just kind of split up and say, okay, we've got to have a focus on that interest margin. I want you to go, hear those speakers, or something on productivity, or, we got a little weakness in lending. I need you to go over and hear what they're saying about lending. So it's just really cool the way that ICBA puts all those workshops that you can really gain so much. And then even when you come home, you get access to all of that data and information that you can share to the rest of your team. So awesome event.
I was always scanned through the list of learning labs just to kind of get a feel for what's going to be out there. And I was really excited when I saw one called the Ultimate Community Bank Q&A. It's just going to be I thought that will be standing room only, I guarantee you, because there's going to be plenty of opportunity for people to say, there's this question I've always wanted to ask, but I've never found the right forum for it. Well, this is the forum. So it should be really interesting stuff.
I love it, Derek. You're doing your homework.
You try,
But Vanessa, one other thing I have always enjoyed, and I enjoyed it as a kid for a different reason than I do now, but when I was a kid, I'd always go through the expo hall and collect all the free stuff. And now I take my kids to the convention with me, and now they're the ones collecting all the free stuff. But now that I don't collect all the free stuff and I let my kids do it, I still enjoy the expo hall because it's really a one-stop shop for anything we might need. And so whatever problem you're having, I mean, you can always go there and find somebody that can help you solve it.
Absolutely. I mean, and listen, it's still fun for the adults too. We're going to have t-shirts this year and ice cream and all kinds of goodies. So don't just let the kids have the fun.
We always make sure that we leave a little extra room in the suitcase so that, we can pare down what we get, but take a good bit of it home. So
Short a few koozies for the boat. So I'll need to pick up a few more of those. Sure.
I love it. Well, listen, thank you all so much for taking the time to chat with me today and get us all pumped up for ICBA Live. I'm going to see you all in sunny Orlando in just a few weeks.
We're ready.
Yeah,
we're looking forward to it.